a absolute meal prepping hack is slow cooking big batches of meat. So it's also a hell of a lot cheaper and it just comes out so good. So essentially, pick a cheap cut of meat. It could be topside beef, silver side beef, whatever you prefer. Then you're gonna cook a whole big batch of it. I do about 3 kilos at a time. And then I'm going to re-weigh it, because obviously you need the raw weight, now you need the cooked weight, and then you're going to divide it for the amount of meals you need. And it comes out absolutely beautiful. Put that there. And then watch this, just splits right in the middle, can be shredded so easily. And then what you can do, you can either divide this up into each container, each meal, or you can keep it all in the one batch and you just know how much to take out of it per meal. Either one works well. I like the using one big container, and then because I live obviously with someone else, Phoebes can also use this meat. She just knows how much to have, how many grams of cooked weight to have. So then we always know how many meals this container contains. Then I'm just going to shred it up. You can see it just is super easy to shred. All I've done is I've put it on for 5.5 hours. It seems to always work really well. I'm just going to shred it all up, and bada boom, bada bing, we're good to go. That's 15 meals done. So this is leaner than chicken breast. Also the same price. I have it with pickles and mustard. It's just the kind of meat that goes well with it. This is silver side, but top side is a little bit better if you're having it on like more just like kind of general stuff. This goes nice on rice. You can put it in a sandwich, pickles, mustard, whatever else you want to put with it. But it is absolutely easy as hell, tasty, and you just need to reheat it. And also because it's beef, it lasts a bit longer in the fridge. So it's just a game changer for meal prep. So get yourself a slow cooker, get yourself some cheap offcuts or bigger lumps of meat, and then just shred her up. Now, I'm not a very fashionable fellow, but I bought some new clothing. Some of it's gym clothing, some of it's not. I'm going to try it on. You can let me know what you guys think. I'll look pretty silly, but whatever. This is my first shirt. It's a Wrangler. It's really heavy. I really quite like when my shirts are quite like thick and heavy. And this is extremely so. It's like a nice cottony feeling. It's a boxy tee, which is what I normally wear, a little bit cropped. And that's how I kind of like my fits to be, just a bit more box shaped. But I think the thing is sick. I got it from 3 Stories. And yeah, it's a good little shirt to the collection. All the rest of the stuff are all from Gasp, which is just a gym clothing brand or a bodybuilder clothing brand. I've never had any of their stuff before, but it all looks pretty sick, so I thought I'd cop some. These are actually awesome. I really like them. I saw someone at the gym wearing them. I was like, I am gonna get them. They're like a nice waffly cotton, and they are quite light. I thought they were gonna be a lot heavier than they are. They're really light. The zip-up pockets, they feel really like a solid build. They're kind of exactly what I want shorts to be. Very nice. I also got them in black. I actually just really love these shorts. I think they're probably my favorite shorts. I normally wear like kind of sports, shorter shorts, but these are kind of more my style. So I think you'll be seeing me wear them a lot more. Really tell it's a bodybuilding brand because this is an extra large. Normally, an extra large looks like a girl's shirt on me. This is really sick. Again, it looks like it'd be a lot heavier than it is, but it's really light. It's quite comfortable, long sleeves, a bit of a baggier fit. I really like these colors, the kind of brown colors. They're what I normally like to wear. I'm really happy with how the shirt looks. I think it's sick. The cheaper plain tee is still really comfortable and it's quite light, but it's still quite a nice, like kind of heavy, kind of thicker material, even though it's light. It doesn't feel like it's gonna rip, if you know what I mean. But again, they are gym brands and they don't really have that normal kind of like gym brand feel, but I can tell they're gonna be really comfortable to train in, and that's kind of the point. Nice and loose, kind of, you know, nice little pump cover. I'm just gonna wear it as a shirt though. But I'm really happy with how these are fitting. And last thing I got were some longer versions of the black pants, just like below the knee, just because I never really wear anything below the knee. It's always kind of a bit higher, so I thought it'd be nice to have a different type of pants. These are also quite comfortable, very different. I feel weird in them. It's a bit more like PJ style, but I really like them. All my shirts are extra larges and all my shorts are larges, and that's pretty unusual. So if you're gonna get any Gasp stuff, you probably need to size down to what you normally have. I'd normally wear a 2 or a 3XL shirt and normally like a large to an extra large shorts. So just be aware of that. But I really like the quality of this brand and they seem really sick. This week is a high carb week of prep. I'm 9 weeks and a couple days out. I've got 150 extra grams of carbs on training days, and I'm having some dried mango pre-workout, just chowing down on it before I go and train. In all honesty, pre-workout carbohydrates are probably overrated. And I think they are put on a massive pedestal and a massive importance when likely the total carbohydrate amount is what matters most. And why that would be the case and why that makes a lot of sense is because we only use so much glycogen via training, right? Your muscles can only store so much and you can only utilize so much in a certain period of time, especially given that it's weight training or weightlifting. You're only going to use so much, and then you have the next 24, 48 hours of eating carbohydrates but absorbing all of the lost glycogen via the muscle cells, resulting in you having enough energy to train the next time. So likely, because of that, what matters more is the total allotment of the carbohydrates over the day and week than it does about the pre-workout window of your carbohydrates. Now, I do think as you get more advanced, it becomes more important to have a uptake of or absorption of carbohydrates pre-training. Now, it's very anecdotal, and I think as an individual gets more advanced, they can obviously push themselves further. They are larger, so they store and utilize more glycogen compared to a normal individual, and likely you'd see greater loss of performance on an individual that is larger as well, because they can only perform at a high level for so long. Eat enough carbohydrates, you will be fine. Just make sure you feel fucking good before you train, and your training session's probably going to be pretty good. The important thing about your pre-workout nutrition is not being hungry. There's the most evidence for that if you're hungry or your stomach feels empty, your performance is going to drop. So make sure you are not hungry. Obviously, make sure you don't feel sick and bloated. That also is probably going to negatively affect your performance. That's why carbohydrates are normally pretty good. Low GI distress, work really, really well, but they're probably still overrated. Also, those old school dumbbells look sick. Exercise this, optimal exercise that. It probably doesn't matter that much. Like, I'm probably going to grow the same amount of back mass from this barbell row than I would a different machine. The reason I'm doing a barbell row is, number one, I really like them and they're really sick. Number two, I can't use the T-bar row upstairs because I pull up, the arc of the machine means my elbows come in and I have to reverse curl it up, and that hurts my elbows. So I could have some elaborate seal row set up, or you could do a barbell row. But I really like barbell rows. Now, there is some indirect fatigue or stimulus going to my erectors and glutes. So maybe if I had a program that was very heavy on those kind of muscle groups, this would probably inhibit some recoverability from that, but I don't have that. So I can do barbell rows and it not affect anything else and likely get the exact same growth as a more optimal movement, but I get to do this and I prefer to do it and I can train it hard enough. I have been asked many times why I do my hamstring curls single leg with the daisy chain, and the answer is very, very simple. I've maxed out the machine, so I have to do it unilateral. You might be like, oh, what about bilateral force deficit? I'll explain what that is in an entirely different video, but no, it's because I've maxed it out and I want to keep progressing it and not have to worry about doing 20 reps or really having to milk out the eccentric, which is something I could do, or I can just do it single leg. Let me explain how I set it up in case you're maxing it out too. But the best setup doing single leg is to make sure the leg that isn't working doesn't have to do anything or isn't in the way. So what I do is I get this here, which is called a daisy chain. It's got little holes in it. I put it around my foot. Around my foot. Put the other leg in. Then I'm going to hook into the handles with the daisy chain. Make sure it's nice and tight on my leg. So now my leg is going to be held in place without me doing anything. So it's held in place. You can see it's taut. Then I'm going to bring the pad down. Now all I have to do is a hamstring curl with the one leg. My hips are in the right position, because sometimes the other way you do it is get your leg out so it's not in the way, but then your hips change position. It can be uncomfortable on your hamstrings, especially if you're used to doing it the regular way. Then I'm simply going to do a set. Pull my heel to my ass, and that's fucking it. And there you have it. That's why and how I do my single leg hamstring curl. I've been posing every morning, and you have to do a lot of like hamstring contracting when you do a lot of the rear poses. So my hamstrings have been a little bit fatigued, but feeling good today. They're getting used to doing that posing every single morning. And yeah, that was actually a little bit of progression. So you might have gathered I'm doing a posterior day, which essentially means the backside of my body. So I'm doing my back, hamstrings, and I also throw in biceps on this day as well. So I've hit rows for the middle of my back, my traps and rhomboids for scapular protraction. That's my main focus. Then I did hamstring curls, obviously training my fucking hamstrings. Now I'm doing pull downs, specifically trying to train humeral adduction. So my technique for this is I'm trying to pull my arm or my humerus down into my side without pulling my shoulder blades back and without closing the angle of my arm, because that's elbow flexion, what your biceps do. So my technique is going to end up being elbow down into my side without flexing and without pulling back, right? So that's what I'm focusing on, elbow down into the ground or into my pockets. And I've set it up so the seat's quite high, and that makes me able to not have to pull it back. If you're also 6 foot like me, you should have the seat up this high. It's not for short people, I swear. Nah, not at all. But you'll just have to adjust your height on the machine to accomplish your goal, right? So if you get a little bit of, elbow flexion, or you get a little bit of humeral, a bit of a scapular protraction and retraction, it's not a big deal. It's just not the focus of the movement. And it's not why I'm doing it. You want to get the pad nice and tight on your legs. As you can tell, that set was clearly a 6 foot set, above 6 foot, some people might say. That's, if I'm doing it, it has to be, right? So, just really tall set. That's all I've got to say about it. This shirt's really good, super light, and it's not getting like drenched. And I mean, massive sweater, so I drink lots of water when I train with some sodium in it as well, potassium. But the shirt's holding up really well, so I definitely recommend.
Anyway, it's like 60, 70.
Fuck me. That'll do. Look at this optimal banded hack squat science-based setup. It actually isn't to lift more weight. Well, maybe it is for this guy, but essentially both my clients, Mitch and Declan, it's not ego lifting. We're doing it for a specific reason. We want our glutes and adductor magnus to have less leverage at the bottom, or have an easier time at the bottom. And we want our quads to have to work harder, which they take over and have best leverage, halfway up, right? So they're gonna have to work harder. And if you have some bad knees, it makes it easier on your knees, so you can actually just train your quads a hell of a lot better. And if you're hack squatting, you're probably doing it for your quads. Also, the range of motion's improved with the yoga blocks. That's another nice little hack you can use if you want to get a little bit deeper, but pretty sick setup. Try it out if you have bad knees or you just want more quads out of your movement. I do the same thing with the leg press, but I put it the other way around, so you actually have to go lighter. How do you rate Mitch?
I've been mic'd up now. Look, pretty good. Kind of hurts my heart a little bit because it's like banded makes me a bitch.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna try with 1 band instead of 2. It feels good on my knees.
You reckon?
Haven't hit a working weight yet though, but it feels good when you have knee issues like myself.
When did you have surgery in your knee, Deck?
Like 3 years ago. Still pretty fucked though, so trying to work back. Hit 4 plates the other week, pretty comfortable, so hopefully same thing, maybe a bit less pain this week. See what happens.
You have bad knees or you want more quads out of your hack squat, band it. Don't make it too easy, because obviously then you're just gonna add way too many plates, but a band can be a very useful tool. If you don't follow Mitch on YouTube or Instagram, go follow him. He's behind the camera now. But next off season after prep, a big focus is going to bring my arms up. They've always been a weak body part of mine, but I've just got to cop it. Obviously my competition is in like 9-ish weeks. So I'm just going to continue trying to progress everything and worry about growing some big old cannons later on. But here's a set of curls. Armpit is all the way up against the pad, and then I'm just gonna curl up and control it back down. I convinced Georgia, the front desk lady at Gold's, to get a pair of Versa grips or straps because she was struggling with her belt squat RDLs. She couldn't hold on to them. So get a strap, guys. It just helps. How much does it help?
I do not struggle anymore. I'm getting some of my own soon. And yeah, I probably can lift double what I did before. So happy days.
There you have it, folks. So I essentially never pose with a pump, but here is some bad lighting posing for you. That'll do. Time to eat.